Obviously, a very crushed locker room right now. Type of atmosphere it was. Did not have the performance we wanted to have offensively. Credit Flo and his guys once again for keeping us in a football game that we had no right being in with how poor we played on offense with the turnovers. Until we figure out a way to play complementary with our defense and get a little bit more production without having the ball turned over on offense, we're not going to win football games. So we've got to, as a staff, use this bye week. A lot of reflection on what we've done, how we've gotten here. We'll get healthier coming off this bye, and in the mix to go try to chase down everything we hoped to do, which was get in the dance. But we've got to start playing football, especially offensively, at a higher clip without turning the football over. Give ourselves more opportunities. I think we had 22 plays in the first half. Just not good enough across the board. Starts with me.
Kevin, what are you thinking of Josh's decision-making just in some of the throws that he's making, some of those turnovers that he had?
Yeah, Josh is, as much as he's done some really good things for us, he's still getting comfortable in our pass game, pass game, knowing where your quick eligibles are to put the ball in play, drop back pass, taking the right footwork, feet and eyes, all those things. We're working through that. I think 3 of the interceptions were off of tip balls. The rhythm and timing of our offense just not feeling as crisp as we want to. And the biggest thing is when we're going to, being games where drives are very important. The defense is responding to the adversity that we put them in after 1 or 2 times. We've got to find a way to be able to possess the ball, convert third downs without potentially putting the ball at risk. There was a couple more plays in there that could have gone the other way. We just got to continue to try to find a way to make the quarterback as comfortable as possible, whether it is, guys using their athleticism more, offensively just being that much better with our execution around the quarterback, from protection to route detail to getting our head around out of cuts. And then when we get opportunities, we got to make them. We got to take advantage of some of the chances down the field when we take those shots, and we just didn't do enough of it tonight. Liked our ability to put a drive together to take the lead, and then defense gets a stop. Trying to make Chicago use their timeouts, but in all reality, you're fighting that battle between being aggressive and risking giving them a short field if we do turn it over again, versus trying to, make sure you're making them use your timeouts and then trusting the side of the football, our defense, that had really gotten us to this point in the game, really the last 2 weeks. So I know, defense would love to get a stop there on that last one, but we just put them in far too many difficult situations that they did respond to, and offensively we've got to be better.
Why do you think you wouldn't, in that last drive, you weren't able just to run, you're obviously trying to get them to use timeouts, but, and just get a first down via run? Why were you not able to do that on that possession?
Yeah, they were in base defense. They loaded up the box pretty good. Thought we had a chance on the second down play to maybe try to see if we could attack the edge. It looked a little weak over there, but they were able to turn the ball back up inside, and we weren't able to, at least get it into that range where you start thinking about giving Greg an opportunity. We ended up having a play with a can on it on the third down play. If we got the look we wanted, maybe we get a chance to push the ball downfield. They kind of played a soft zone and not the best execution on that screen. I think in the end, you're hoping to maybe get some field position and make them have to go further than, I think, 78 yards off that punt when you're punting from right there. We got to get a little cleaner and better, clearly in our punts to try to pin people down deep. It just, there's been enough of them now that it's going to be a point of emphasis moving forward. That it's great when we can boom them. It's great when we get guys covering like Najee and doing all those things. But field position's important in a low-scoring kind of battle like it was. If you're going to overcome the turnover margin being what it was, you've got to find a way to, edge your way back in field position and a couple timely plays here and there. And got Jordan behind him one time and just couldn't connect inbounds. And those big plays, although we ended up scoring on the drive, those big plays do a lot for your team when it's been the kind of night that it was on offense.
Kevin, was trying Greg from 61 there a consideration at all, or was the field position too much of a risk to think about?
Yeah, the way our defense had been playing, and essentially between the sudden change defense we played, holding them to what we did, and I just, the best part of our football team tonight was our defense. So I wanted to, make sure we didn't give them a short field in that moment. But yeah, we were right on that line of maybe giving Greg an opportunity, and didn't gain enough on that third down to really contemplate it, and then thought about, taking the delay and giving Ryan a little bit of extra room to try to pin him deep.
In a field position battle, as you mentioned, why go for it on 4th and 7 there? It's your 49. Why not, if you trust in defense, why not punt it?
I think that goes into that decision, trusting them in that moment, to the way they had played, trusting them to try to give our offense a spark, and we were, a half yard short right there on that opportunity to TJ. I just thought it was critical in the middle 8 right there. We had gotten the 3 points to end the half, a chance to, take control of the game, even though we hadn't played well. I thought it was worth the risk in that moment, giving our guys an opportunity to make a play for our team. And we just came up a little short on the play. But, my trust in our defense has a lot to do with that decision in that moment.
Will you consider a quarterback change?
We're going to take a look, really evaluate, the inventory of plays now we have of Josh. We got healthy. We got Jaron back, available to us, and then Nick Mullins is available as well. Look, I think what Josh Dobbs has really done coming in here on short notice and really, going, 2-2 in a stretch where, a lot of people might have thought Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson being out, the deck stacked against us. That's not the way this team thinks. That's not the way we operate. It's not the way I operate. We're trying to go out and win every football game we play. And we're going to evaluate what we've been able to do, things we need to get better at. And we'll take a look at, what that looks like. Hopefully we'll get Justin back. He was close tonight, and that'll, getting him back, anytime you can infuse that into your offense, it makes everybody around him better. So we'll take a look at everything. We got a lot of work to do during the bye. I do want these guys to get some time. It's been a grind. It's been a stretch for them. They've continued to show up and play very, very hard. They prepare the right way. When they come back off this bye, we'll make sure we got a great plan for going to Vegas, and whatever that looks like, we'll be ready to go.
Did you think at all during the game of putting Nick in?
We definitely, it started to get to the point where I was just trying to think, almost what would give us a spark. Maybe, throughout the game, we got the sudden change on that turnover, and then Josh took us down the field for a touchdown. As much as the turnovers absolutely cripple you offensively, I still thought Josh battled, no flinch, and just kept playing and competing to try to help us win. I really credit him that. It's tough to do on a night where, you've turned the football over, with some interceptions here and there, just to keep playing. This guy's a competitor, and, really proud of the way he went out there on that drive, even overcoming the, kind of the long foul ball there to Jordan and still moving the team down the field and making a big-time throw to TJ for the touchdown. But once again, just not enough across the board. We'll take a look at everything. I know for sure there's some play calls I wish I could have back, and it's finding that mix of being aggressive and trying to get guys going, trying to get the quarterback in a rhythm, trying to help him overcome some of that early adversity, but also staying true to running the football, hoping to not find yourself in third downs over and over again all night. So it's a battle. You're hoping to get some explosives via the play pass, keeper game, maybe a screen or two, and not make it such a drop-back game. And, they just wouldn't let Josh's athleticism really get started on any of that stuff. They kept him contained in there pretty good. And we've got to try to find a way to just have a little bit more rhythm to our passing game where feet and eyes are tied together, guys are showing up, along with the progressions. And we'll continue to build comfort with that, Kevin. And ultimately, I do think we'll, improve in our passing game to complement, hopefully, a continued emphasis on running the football and playing good defense and not turning it over.
So to be clear, you did think about it, but...
Yeah, in a game like that, when it is low scoring and you've got some guys that have an opportunity to maybe go in and provide a spark, just as Josh did when he came in really tough circumstances. It's always about what's best to try to win the game. In that moment off the fumble recovery, I did think Josh taking us down the field was a possibility, and he made some plays on that drive, which allowed us to take the lead at that moment.
With the rhythm, you mentioned rhythm and timing. How much of that has to do with, I guess, receivers kind of being crisp in what they're doing as well, or how much of it is just kind of a matter of the quarterback getting comfortable like this?
I think it's both. I mean, it's understanding, getting your head and eyes around on when you win versus bump, and you win on the route, and then it just comes down to, what is the rhythm of that ball coming out? Does it need to come out with urgency right there? Does the pocket allow you to kind of sit on your back foot and allow that receiver to kind of get into that window with their eyes around for some potential yards after catch? All that goes into play when you're pushing it outside the numbers. If you can throw it out in rhythm, on the 4th and 7 play, can we, have our feet set to potentially throw that outbreaker just a hair quicker, and try to get the 6.5, 7 yards, and we got 6.5 on that. It's one of those things where we're going to trust our guys, whether it's TJ, Jordan, KJ, BP made a nice play to kind of get us going in that 2-minute, and it's just all about just how dialed in can we be, eliminate any and all wasted time and footwork, and just be ready to take them when they show up, progress in rhythm, check the ball down, use your legs. He's changed a lot of football games and during his short time here with that athleticism. So it's how it all kind of comes together, Ben. And, we'll take a look, not a lot of plays again tonight. Really both times we played this team, they've been really able to, maximize off of opportunities that we did not, take advantage of offensively. And then, before you know it, the whole first quarter's over, and then we're kind of scratching and clawing time of possession-wise from there.
Kevin, what kind of, you just mentioned plays you'd want back. What are you thinking of when you said that?
Well, I just think, not really want any, in particularly. We were kind of moving in that 2-minute. We tried to play pass to try to see if we could throw it in. I got kind of the coverage we wanted. Ended up kind of holding it there, and they called intentional grounding and the hold, I believe, on probably Josh Oliver on that one. But just an example, with some time still in that drive and in the second quarter there, can we try to get 7 right there? And then once we had that play, you're really trying to scratch and claw your way back from there. So just things like that, plays that, maybe trying to be too aggressive at times set us back a little bit. Even looking back, first play of the game, we take a shot and have a chance to make a play, and it ends up 2nd and 10, and then we're into a 3rd and longer right off the bat, and they get us off the field after kind of them going on, I think, close to a 9-minute drive to start the game. So it's just how it kind of works out sometimes, where your ops are going to be few and far between. Critical plays here and there get magnified that much more when you just don't have the type of volume of plays throughout the game to try to overcome some of those ebbs and flows. And, that's my job as the play caller, to help our offense do that. We got to get great execution around the quarterback as much as we possibly can. And then, just trust the system. And it's all about feet, eyes, and progressions, and understanding that if number 1 or number 2 is not open, we can check it down. Or, like I said, we have a quarterback in there with athleticism to be able to change the game. There'll definitely be a few when I watch it back that I'll want back. I'm sure there's a few plays that all of our guys offensively on a night like this will want back, and we've got to find a way to just be more consistent, call it the best possible way we can to do that as an offense, get some sustained, efficient plays, and see if we can be efficient and explosive is what we try to be.
Kevin, on the last series, their Fields throws it out of bounds when Daniil's about to take him down. It looks like you were talking to the official.
Yeah, we got called on a similar play. That play I'm referencing, where there was a hold on the play, but they did also get us for intentional grounding. My question was, how were the plays different? That's really what I was asking in that moment, based upon what transpired from there. There's a lot of, what ifs you can ask. They made the play. The very next play, they made the play. Got a ball down the middle on us, and got well in range for a pretty easy field goal there with really no time left. So it was a matter of them being able to eat the clock up on that get the chunk and eat the clock and give us no time to come back at them to try to get G in field goal range to have a swing at it. So credit the Bears. They made the play in the end. Even when our defense had gotten stop after stop after stop, they made the one play they needed to make, and you got to give them credit for that.